Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Baseball Diaries. The World Series starts Friday. Tyler's having a trial by combat this week. Uh, that one's easier to predict the winner of than this one is. So
That's true. That is very true.
he already has a mace ready and several other medieval weapons that he's going to use. So
For legal purposes, this is all a joke.
this is all a joke.
There is no trial by combat anymore. Although,
Unfortunately,
I was gonna say, although it would be kind of badass if we could go Game of Thrones and just be like, trial by combat.
it would be
Lawyers would
kind of
look very
badass.
differently. Lawyers would be,
I'd be walking into courtrooms with bulletproof vests.
yeah. Well, and then lawyers would just be like, there would be no lawyers that are actually smart. It would just be dumb apes like me.
Well, then that would fit you perfectly.
Then it makes sense why I'm a lawyer. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's why I passed the bar. I put the first ever motion for trial by combat on the bar exam when it was not even relevant at all.
And you were just like, so this is why trial by combat would be the best idea. And the bar examiners are like,
I just kind of
he's not right, but he's really not wrong.
he's like, he's really not right. Like, this is really wrong. But I
he
would
justified
love to see
it so well.
He argued that there should be a motion for trial by combat so well. It's not applicable at all. It's not even. This is a property law essay. Like,
I feel like if we're going back to medieval times, that actually might be more applicable.
true. Fine, let's go.
Because weren't most of those property disputes technically?
Technically, yes.
Castle v. castle, like I want your land and your serfs.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. So that's what I did. I brought the historical aspect of it. I was like,
This
the
guy
historical aspect of trial by combat is in property law.
He starts referencing the Battle of Agincourt, and you're just like,
what is going on? Actually, you know what? I want to see what happens if this guy gets in the practice of law. Let's just see this.
Yeah. Because you know what? I remember that, I think it was from a show called, like, The Prince or something, and they had a British actor playing the French prince, and a French actor playing the British prince. And I was like, you could have... It was a good show, I will say that.
Yeah.
But and the British guy did play a very convincing French guy.
But it would be much easier if he could just play a British guy.
Yeah. I guess he looked more evil. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's get back into baseball because we're already... Yeah.
So, back into baseball. We're not talking about trial by combat anymore. However, the Dodgers and the Yankees square off in the first game on Friday. Yankees' first starter, everyone already knew it was going to be Garrett Cole.
Oh, I thought it was Nestor.
If Nestor somehow wiggles his way onto this roster, I would be shocked.
I would also be shocked.
Because that guy would toss like an 88-mile-an-hour meatball down the dick, and it would get tattooed by
Ohtani would put it
into...
I was going to say, Ohtani would put it into space.
Ohtani would put that into space. That would be leaving off the top of the roof, and I'm pretty sure it might hit the International Space Station.
It would be the first ever ball put on the moon.
Incredibly un-American that we didn't put a baseball on the moon.
That is, you're right. Barry Bonds, we know you can do it.
Absolutely. He probably still could. However, the Dodgers, like 20 minutes ago, announced that their Game 1 starter would be Jack Flaherty. Most of the season Flaherty, great.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible.
Postseason Flaherty,
bad.
Well, Marshall vomiting on the couch has been better.
Yes. And then also, it's not just kind of concerning. It's very concerning if you look at what he's been doing down the stretch of the season. Since he's been with the Dodgers, he really has not been that good. I'm pulling up the stats right now because you know how it is for me. I got to have the stats to prove it. Yeah, so when he was with the Tigers, his ERA was a 2.95. With the Dodgers, he's at a 3.58. And his FIP went down from a 3.12 to a 4.16. His ERA plus went from a 1.38 to a 1.08. Strikeouts per nine dropped basically a full strikeout and a half per nine. His walks per nine went up a full 2 walks per nine.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrifying. His strikeout to walk went from a 7 to a 3.21.
And for a team that's normally very good at like cultivating starting pitching, that's really concerning because the Tigers had him pitching better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, he was pitching in a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, but so
yeah,
is
Comerica is incredibly pitcher-friendly, but
Dodger Stadium is also pretty pitcher-friendly. Like, especially at night when the fog hits. Oh man.
Yeah. So and he went to a better, fundamentally defensive team too.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying Max Muncy's a Gold Glover, but
no,
he's better than Zach McKinstry. Like, Central Michigan grad Zach McKinstry.
Yeah, I mean,
no disrespect, Zach McKinstry.
No,
you're awesome.
But I don't know. I'd say between the two of those, I'd still say I don't know who. I'd say those are both equally bad. But then you got shortstop. Okay, now you got Tommy Edman at shortstop, who is fucking incredible defensively at short. Like
versus Trey Sweeney.
Yeah, which Trey Sweeney has been.
Trey Sweeney again, good player, but he's not Tommy Edman.
No, Tommy Edman's a Gold Glove shortstop.
Tommy Edman's played Gold Glove defense at every single position he's played across the infield, in the outfield, everything.
You could probably put him at catcher, and he would be the best Gold Glove catcher in the league. Like, it just makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Like, I remember he was in the running for Gold Glove. Not the last year he was with the Cardinals, but like the year before, like 2023.
He won a Gold Glove.
I know he won a Gold Glove, but I'm saying in like 2023 when he played center field, he played second base, and he played shortstop. He was in the running for Gold Glove at all three positions.
Mm-hmm. The guy's
that's how good he is defensively, and he also won NLCS MVP. So I know part of Tyler died, but
yeah, that one. If he wins World Series MVP,
you're gonna be on the news.
Look, Mo, I just want to talk to you.
No, you don't. You want to trial by combat against John Mel.
No, I don't. Legal reasons, no, I don't. No, if, like, Tommy Edman, it's been, like, I knew we lost that trade the second that trade went down. Like,
yeah.
it's
Tommy Edman.
I was like, we could have traded anybody else. Anybody. And I'd have been like, all right, fine. Like,
Jordan Walker. Go ahead. Whatever.
And I'd have been like, all right, Jordan Walker's probably going to win back-to-back MVPs. And I'd have been like, well, he was doing terrible for us. So, not shocking. But then we traded away probably one of our most consistent players, like, throughout his entire career with the Cardinals. And we're just like, sure, he can go away. And I'm like, cool. You mean the guy who can play any position, Gold Glove level, and then still be a solid hitter? And now he's batting fucking cleanup for the Dodgers and winning NLCS MVP? Yeah. Part of me did die when I saw that.
I think part of you died, like, your soul left your body when he hit that home run off Manaea.
Oh, it did. As soon as I saw it, I was driving when I saw it happen. And I was like, yep.
I was watching it on my computer, and I was like, well, Tyler's dead. Because, I mean, that was a high fastball. I have no idea how he hit that out.
Yeah.
Like,
just crushed it, too.
Yeah. And also, okay, I'm going to go on a slight tangent here. The Dodgers almost set a record for walks in that series, which shows you that Mets pitching is actually not good at all. Because
the Phillies swung at everything.
The Phillies swung at everything. Be fucking patient. Like, if I'm Rob Thompson this offseason, I'm going to Kevin Long and I'm like, tell them to lay off anything outside. Like, what are you telling him to do? Oh, it's like hunt the fastball. Yeah, hunt the fastball. Not the one that's 5 feet outside of the zone.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Anyway.
Well, let's do a quick rundown. ALCS, NLCS. ALCS, the Yankees bludgeoned the Guardians. Although
the Guardians did have the coolest moment.
And that's what I was going to say.
The Guardians had the coolest moment.
Was the David Fry walk-off tank.
I think everyone's going to remember the big Christmas home run, too.
True. Both those moments.
Because, I mean, also, shout out Brian Anderson. That was a fantastic call.
It was. Absolutely fantastic.
And it was like, okay, this postseason hasn't been super spectacular because you're like, well, this is kind of what we expected to happen
Well,
in a
it's kind of
way.
also been anticlimactic because it looked like, let's say, for example, the Dodgers Padres looked like that was. I mean, the first 3 games were like, okay, this is a dogfight, and then all of a sudden the Padres rolled over, completely rolled over.
They went
And then
like
it was
24 straight scoreless innings, and it
yeah,
was like,
and then it was the
well,
same thing with the Mets Dodgers. The first
Mets
2 games,
Phillies,
or,
and Mets Phillies was the same way too. It was like,
yeah,
oh, okay, we're gonna go Game 5, and then it just is like, nope, we're not gonna go Game 5. Actually,
well,
we're gonna.
and I was saying also Mets Dodgers because seemed like the same thing the Mets Dodgers because Dodgers took a giant blow or just beat the shit out of them in the first game, and then the Mets beat the shit out of the Dodgers in the second game.
Yeah,
And
and
then
the one thing that I will say, the NLCS played out more like I expected it to, because the Dodgers are an incredibly patient team,
yeah,
and you kind of knew that Mets pitching wasn't good enough to get that entire lineup out all the time,
agreed.
especially not the top of the order. And for whatever reason, Tommy Edman hitting cleanup.
Guys got
Because you
pop.
kind of expect Tommy Edman to be like a 6-hole hitter, but he's like, yeah, no, I'm hitting cleanup now, and I'm
Well, and like
actually killing it.
I would expect him to be a leadoff hitter is where I'd usually expect him because he's fast as hell, steals a lot of bases, switch hitter, and can bunt the ball, can do everything. So it's like, all right, yeah, that guy can bat leadoff. But
I would have hit him lead off the entire time.
yeah, but no, it's apparently working for him hitting cleanup at all 5'10", 150 pounds of him.
He was giving an in-game interview after that home run, and I was like, okay, so one, we need to get rid of the in-game interviews. Fuck that shit. Like, oh my god, it's so stupid.
I like it for pitchers that aren't like pitching that day.
That I agree with.
Yeah, those
Like,
I love.
Yeah. Also, crime that we never got Tarek Skubal on the mic for those.
For the game after he did. They did get him on the mic afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, well, next time I'm going to try and control my emotions." And I was like,
No, I want him for like 3 straight innings, just like
yeah,
talking shit.
well, and then you need Tristan Casas for no reason. Just put him on the mic and
have Tristan Casas interviewing Tarek Skubal.
Oh my god, Jesus, that would be insane. Well, here's the thing: Tristan Casas would ask one question. Tarek Skubal would give like 3 words of an answer, and then Casas would go on a fucking tangent for 6 hours, and we wouldn't
like
even
his 8th grade field trip to the zoo.
Yeah,
and just be like, how did that even come up?
like, I remember there was these gorillas that were throwing shit, and they really looked a lot like your fastball, and I was like, how the fuck
What?
did that happen?
Like, excuse what? Okay, the one thing I think we do need to talk about.
Yep.
In the ALCS, the NLCS kind of played out as expected. The ALCS was fun, but like it was mostly that one game the Guardians won, and you were like, "Oh, that was fun," and then everything else was like, "Yeah, that
checks."
Yeah. Clase imploding every single time he touched the mound.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Well,
I don't think he had an outing without an earned run the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
And for a guy that rocked a .6 ERA the entire season, what the fuck happened? I mean, okay, given the Judge home run, whatever. Like that was a perfect pitch. It was 99 on the black. Outside, sometimes hitters win.
Yep.
But what happened after that was the bizarre one. Because I remember the Foul Territory pod was doing like a watch party. Mm-hmm. They were talking to Mason Miller about it, and Clase and Mason Miller are like close to the same age.
Yeah.
But
wait, they are?
Yeah, they are. They're very close to the same age.
Why does it feel like Clase is like 13 years older?
Because Clase has been in the league for so long.
I guess.
And this is Mason Miller's 2nd season.
Well, I guess that goes to show how good Clase has actually been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God, Clase he's 26. That's it?
Yeah, and Mason Miller's 24.
Yeah. No, they're both 26.
Oh my god, I thought Mason Miller was younger than that, but...
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, but they were talking about it because Clase, for some reason, that dude was so in his head. Like, so in his head, posting, like, the rings and all of the...
I was like, oh my god, swimming in his dome.
No, when I saw that, I was like, that dude is cooked. Like, rest of the postseason, I wouldn't go to him. Like if I saw that, if I was Stephen Vogt, I wouldn't have pitched him at all.
After
Because
seeing that get in his head after he just had a blow up start, I'd have been like, or relief outing, I would have been like, dude, you need
you're
to
getting
talk to
like
a sports psychologist right now.
it's like you're getting like the 4th inning, maybe,
Yeah.
and we have to be up by like 6.
Yeah,
because
you're mentally just cooked right now.
Like posting your accomplishments, like dude, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. I promise you. And like Mason Miller made a really good point. He said, "Oh yeah, no, he's definitely in his head." Like, and I mean, if he pitches the same way he has the entire season, it's not going to be a problem. But he's definitely in his head. He said, "If you do that, you got to put the phone down, posting your accomplishments. You know, he's checking messages and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh yeah, he's checking DMs, he's checking comments,
and it's just like, dude, you can't function at this level right now. You cannot."
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like you don't have dominant stuff. Like, you do.
Pitched at a .61 for the entire season.
And it's like with Mason Miller, they're almost the same kind of pitcher, except Class A throws a cutter and Miller throws a fastball. But it's fastball, slider, cutter, slider for Class A. And if Mason Miller started posting his accomplishments, which, I mean, currently don't exist, will exist in the future.
Yes.
I'd be hella concerned because
I was concerned when I saw that. I was like, "Oh my god, there is a lot noodling around in his head right now."
Way too much. Because what now you're thinking? Oh, every pitch has to be perfect or something. It's like no. You just need to get outs. That's what we need. We need you to get outs.
You're the closer. You got to get 3 outs. That's what we need you to do.
And he couldn't do it the entire postseason. And you're just like, oh, shit, I mean, what happened?
The Yankees-Guardians series went the way I would expect by looking at the scoreboards. It didn't go the way that I expected when they scored those runs.
No, not at all. Because if you see Class A enter the game, especially in the regular season, you're expecting the game to be over.
Game is fucking over. Yeah.
But especially Hunter Gaddis too. Gaddis had been dominant,
and he got crushed as well. I mean,
but he also wasn't posting any bullshit on his Instagram story.
This postseason has been very strange in that closers have not been able to get it done. Like none of them. Like there has been no closer that's really been that dominant this year. Like
not a single one.
Like I believe Edwin Diaz gave up several games.
Edwin Diaz pitched in the 4th inning in the last game of the Dodgers versus the Mets. And to be fair, he went 2 innings and he was fine.
He was.
His fastball wasn't as, turned up as it normally is. But that's because he had been used so much.
Yeah,
and also
he had if you're coming in the 4th inning, you kind of got a feeling that you might be going more than one.
Yeah, and I will also say that contract doesn't look that great right now.
No, that contract looks terrible.
Because it's like it's not like Diaz is the same age as Clase A or Miller or any of the other younger dominant closers. He's on the wrong side of 30.
I mean, there's a lot of those closers contracts that don't look that great right now. That are the older ones that are above the age 30. Look at Josh Hader. Josh Hader's contract, yeah, he had an okay season, but not what you paid him to be.
No, not at all. And that's the one thing, like, I know ESPN and Bleacher Report always do those, like, bullpen rankings before the season. I think you throw that out.
Throw that out the fucking door to begin the playoffs. Throw it out
because it's like no bullpen that was good during the regular season looked good at all in the postseason.
No,
the Phillies bullpen completely imploded.
Phillies bullpen was one of the best bullpens in baseball all season. Hoffman, Ryan Kirkring, Pastrami, all those guys were fucking dominant.
Kirkring and Mason Miller had almost identical rookie seasons. Like, almost identical. Kirkring wasn't pitching the 9th inning, but he's a guy that you look at, like, yeah, that could be a closer because he also has wicked stuff like Miller, but nothing worked. And you're just like, how does nothing work? These guys have been dominant all year. Yeah. What the fuck happened?
I'm looking at it right now. To begin the postseason, Cleveland Guardians had the lowest ERA by a bullpen.
Well, that makes sense because Clase was rocking a .6.
Hunter Gaddis was in there. I mean, their whole bullpen was ridiculous. And who gave up all the runs in the Yankee series? The fucking
Clase and
bullpen.
Gaddis.
Yeah. Like even in the Tigers series, they scored a few. Kerry Carpenter hit the bomb off of Clase. Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, the Dodgers bullpen, they were 4th in ERA, and they've had their mishaps as of recent as well. The Phillies were 14th actually in bullpen ERA. That's actually shockingly low.
I think that was probably due to more middle relievers.
What?
Middle relievers.
Sure.
The middle relievers weren't that good.
Yeah, your high end relievers are really good. The low end relievers, fucking
yeah, it's like Hoffman and Strom were both sub 2, and I think Orion was too. But like after that, it was just kind of like,
yeah,
maybe this will work.
I mean, then the Padres had the 11th best bullpen ERA,
and Estrada looked like a breakout candidate.
Yeah,
like really did. And was really good. I'm going to give him credit. He was really good. And then he just kind of fell off a cliff and disappeared. And I have no idea what happened to Jeremiah Estrada.
Yep.
I don't know if he got hurt, but he looked like, him and Robert Suarez, 8th, 9th inning, pencil in a win for the Padres. Not in the postseason.
No. It was just, like I said, or like you said earlier, it's, when it comes to the postseason, bullpen,
I think you just got to throw the rankings out because it doesn't matter.
Well, and it feels like this happens every year. I think of the 2022 Phillies run where
that bullpen was atrocious,
fucking terrible, absolutely atrocious. They were the worst bullpen going into the playoffs, and then they went into the playoffs, and they were the most dominant bullpen in the playoffs by far. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even fucking close.
And then Yordong happened.
Yeah, and then that happens.
That's modern Barry Bonds. Like
that happens. You're just kind of like, all right, you know what? Pencil that.
It's your dong. Like
nobody
doesn't matter if it's lefty or righty.
No, doesn't matter.
Really doesn't matter at all.
No.
However, you could galaxy brain it and bring in Robbie Ray to face him, which was the dumbest idea I've ever seen. But
and then also call 2 fastballs right down the dick after the first one. He fouled off and missed it by like that much.
He fouled it off, and it looked like it was going 9,000 feet. Like not 700. Like I thought that shit was going to end up in San Antonio.
Yeah. I mean, I had a glove on here in San Antonio. It was like that ball's gonna hit here. Like
yeah. And you were like what, 1L, 2L?
Yeah. 1L.
No, we were both 1Ls. We were both 1Ls.
No, wait. Fall of 2022, I was 2-0.
Oh, yeah, we were both 2Ls. Yep. Huh.
Yeah, time flies when you're not having fun.
No, we're not having fun. But, like, bullpen rankings, throw them out. Fuck it. Doesn't matter.
I mean, right now, who would you have having the better bullpen, quote-unquote, between the Dodgers and the Yankees right now?
I'd honestly give it a toss-up because Luke Weaver's been dominant, but also gave up that jack to John Kenzie.
And do you really trust Luke Weaver? I mean, he's a former Cardinal. I don't trust him. Like
he all right. Also, he looks like a child, and he's 31.
That's true. He's always looked like a child, though. I mean, I remember when he was with the Cardinals, he looked like a 19-year-old boy at like 22.
I mean, and he went to Florida State, so I'm like, shout out my mom's university. They suck at football right now, so she's got to have something. But
yeah, they've been brutal. They've been really bad.
Yeah, they're 1-6. Not great.
We had a trivia question about them this weekend or last week in trivia because they've been so bad.
Yeah, that'll do it.
They were the first team to like be top 10 in rankings and go 0-6 or some shit like that. In like
0-3 in I think ever. I think ever.
Yeah, it was something like that.
But I got nothing. Like, I mean,
and then
you know what? I slightly trust Michael Kopech because Kopech's been good.
I still trust Blake Treinen. I don't care what anybody says. That motherfucker has a bowling ball.
Dude, he is so wicked.
He's disgusting. I've never understood. So the Dodgers have been like, oh, we don't know what our closer is. We don't know who our closer is. And I was like,
it's Blake Treinen.
Why not try Blake Treinen? The guy this year, had a 193. Only one save. Why did you not give it? It doesn't make sense. 2022. Last year he was out for injuries.
I wouldn't even say his sinker is his best pitch. His sweeper is one of the most disgusting pitches I've ever seen.
I say the sinker just because it sets up everything else. Because every time you think the sweeper's coming, you got a fucking 98-mile-an-hour sinker that's moving 8.5 feet down, and you're like,
when he came in that 8th inning against the Mets, I mean, it was like a 3-run lead, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess you're putting him in for the hold, but I think they left him in for the entire 6-out save.
Yeah.
And I was watching him pitch, and I was like,
why is he not your closer?
No, I was like, when did he get nasty again? Because I thought he had died. Like, no. Legitimately, he hadn't, like, he just wasn't pitching.
Like, well, last year he was injured, but this year he had 46 2/3 innings pitched with a 1.93 ERA. Year before that, he only had five innings pitched, but a 1.80. Year before that, 72 1/3, 1.99. Year before that, 25 2/3, 3.86, and that's where he kind of fell off. But I mean, then you just go back to 2018. 2018, 80 innings pitched, 0.78. Year before that, 2.13. Like, the dude.
He also looks like the kind of guy you want to be your closer.
Well, yeah, because you look at his stuff and you're like, that's unhittable.
Oh, I was referring to like his face. Like, yeah, he just looks almost like a James Bond villain.
Yeah, he does look like he just looks like someone that comes to the game and you're like, all right, game's over. Fun has been had.
Fun has been had.
Like,
thank you, Blake Trinan, for sending the Mets home, by the way.
Because then you just look at the shit he has and you're like, that's not fair. Like, Pitching Ninja drools all over him like at least 3 times a year, which is fair. Because you just look at his shit and you're just like, all right, cool. That fastball moves 8.5 feet. The sweeper moves 8.5 feet the other direction, and the sweeper's like 98.
And his sweeper also has one of the tightest spins. The sweeper, though, yeah. it like the spin on that thing is absurd.
Yeah,
which is kind of like, I mean, and that's the thing I like about Orion so much is his pitch mix is almost exactly the same as Trinan's. The issue with Kerkering is he needs to use the fastball more to set up the sweeper, which is something that Trinan does.
I'm on his Savant, Trinan Savant right now. Okay, sweeper, 15.2 inches of break, 1.6 inches drop. Okay, it gets crazier. The sinker, 3.4 inches of rise, 16.5 inches of tail. So
he does know that the sinker is supposed to go down, right?
Yeah. And then it's the same fucking pitch. Just
he's like throwing a blitz ball
that way. It is. It's a fucking blitz ball he's throwing. Like, and his cutter has 8.3 inches rise.
And he never throws that. He never throws that.
And then even the fucking four-seamer, quote unquote, has 13.1 inch rise, 8% tail. So that thing just stays right fucking plane. Like,
that's like a Strider fastball.
Mm-hmm. And he barely throws it, but it's just like, all right.
If I need a strike, I'm going to throw this.
Yeah, if I need a strike at 96.7 is average fastball.
And the one thing that when he first came in, like, he came in and he struck out the side. And it was like the nastiest thing I had ever seen. And I was like, and it wasn't against like the Mets, like shitters. It was against Vientos, Lindor, and Alonso.
Yep.
And I was like, ooh.
His shit is disgusting. Like, I don't know. I genuinely have no idea why it took. They still aren't having him be the closer, but I'm like, why is he not your fucking closer? Because they were like, oh, well, Evan Phillips shit the bed this year. We need to go get Michael Kopech as a closer. And I was like, you guys have Blake Trinan. I'm going to share my screen with you really quick.
Go for it. I mean, I don't even dislike that.
Look at that.
Wicked.
Expected batting average, 1.89. Expected ERA, 2.38. Average exit velo. Everything is in the red, minus extension. That's the only
who gives
thing.
A shit about extension?
Exactly. If you're getting outs, I don't give a fuck.
He's also 6'5". His extension doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah. Like, it's disgusting. And when your shit breaks literally 17 inches either direction, and they look like the same exact pitch. You look at the tunneling of those two pitches.
No, you look at the tunneling. It's like no,
Stupid.
you can't hit that.
No.
That's why I would give the So realistically, I would give the Dodgers the edge in bullpen because of Blake Trinan.
Blake Trinan, and my other one would be Clay Holmes in the opposite direction because I'm like,
Clay
Holmes has been bad. He's been really bad.
Clay Holmes is bad.
Yeah, true. I mean,
and some poor soul is going to offer him money in the offseason.
The Yankees.
You know who my bet is?
Mets?
No, the Pirates.
Don't do that.
They've already had him.
I know, but like,
I'm not saying it because I want it on them, but I'm saying that because they would do it because they're a dumb organization.
True. All right, so I'm gonna go. Like basically, we already said bullpen edge to the Dodgers. Now starting pitching, who do you go edge?
I have to go Yankees. I have to. Like, you got Flaherty going game 1.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Yamamoto hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been great.
No.
Most of your starting rotation is hurt. Rodon hasn't been... but he's also not been...
That's why I'm almost coin flip is where I'm
at. I would think it's a coin flip, but Garrett Cole would push me towards the Yankees a little bit more.
The only one that pushes me a little bit, but the reason is I'm just going to get matchup.
I would say, okay, so realistically, I'm saying Yankees, but it's like 55-45.
I'd go 51-49 if I'm going anything. Like, just because if I'm going matchup by matchup, right now it's Flaherty versus Cole. I'm giving that to Cole. And then
easily.
Yamamoto versus Rodon. I'm going Yamamoto.
I would go Yamamoto as well.
And then after that, it's like, well, bullpen game after bullpen game by both teams at this point.
Because, like, who the fuck are Yankees throwing game 3?
Yankees.
And that's not bad, but he hasn't been good this postseason.
Really good.
But he hasn't been good this postseason, realistically.
No. Yeah.
He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been good. And then after that, for the Dodgers, it's literally TBD.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I guess...
Well, okay, hold on. They could go Walker Buehler.
Which, if they go Walker Buehler, the way it's... Well, I guess he did have a really good outing. I think it was last outing, if I'm not mistaken.
I think his last outing was actually very good.
Yeah, his last outing was fairly good, if I remember right. And
and that's the thing. Like, with Trinan, with Phillips, with Kopech, you can kind of be good enough for 5 innings and be fine. Yeah. So... I mean, if he does that,
I heard there's also rumors that they're getting Gratterall back for the World Series.
That would be good. And you know what? Underrated guy in that Dodgers bullpen right now has been Kasparius. Kasparius has been very good.
He's been very, very good.
And I think they brought him in their bullpen game in the 3rd inning, and he went until the 5th. And he was actually very good. Like, he might have given up the home run to Vientos. Did he? Was it Kasparius? I can't remember who gave up the home run to Vientos, but I was like, well, I mean, Vientos was one of the hottest hitters in the entire postseason, so who the hell cares? Like...
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't, like... You know what? I'll agree with you. I'm going to go 55% Yankees to 45% Dodgers for starting pitching.
It's just because of the uncertainty with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
that's the sole reason. Because I trust the Dodgers bullpen significantly more than the Yankees bullpen.
For that, I'd go 70% Dodgers, 30%.
Yeah, no, easily.
Yankees.
And you could even go 75-25 and be like, yeah, that's probably fine.
Yeah.
But, and, I mean, Ohtani and Betts, like... This has been great for Mookie Betts because Mookie Betts' postseason stats had been awful prior to this. They're gonna roll out Freddie Freeman on like the heaviest dose of ketamine you've ever seen, to be in that lineup because Freddie Freeman is an on-base machine.
Yeah,
and
they need him. Like I don't want to say that they don't need him per se because he's like. How do I say?
They don't need him because PK has been incredible.
Yes. But
So they don't technically need him, but honestly, I'd
it would
rather
be nice
have
to have.
Kike. I'd rather have Kike at third, Muncy DH. No, not Muncy DH because no. Okay, shit. Where? Well, I don't want Miguel Rojas in the lineup. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
but I want to have Kike somewhere in that infield. So probably second base. Do not play Miguel Rojas.
no,
Um, and then you have Freddie at first, Muncy at third, Otani DH, and then let Teoscar, Mookie, and Pajes, whoever the fuck else you want in
probably
that center
Pajes.
field
Yeah,
spot. Because Pajes has struggled, but
yeah,
Will Smith has been a machine.
yeah. Will Smith's been incredible, and that's why, like, I was gonna say, who do you give the edge to lineup wise between Yankees and Dodgers? And I don't even think it's frankly fucking close.
I'm more scared of that Dodgers lineup.
It's not. That's what I mean. It's not even fucking close.
It's like if I'm the Yankees, like yes, you have Soto's incredible. Soto's incredible. Judge is incredible. Giancarlo has apparently rediscovered his youth,
And
and
ALCS MVP.
but I also don't think that the Dodgers pitching staff is going to approach that and be like, okay, we're just going to walk the first two and then let Giancarlo hit a 600-foot bomb. We're not going to do that.
And that's I mean, once you get past those three in the Yankees lineup, what are you scared of? Chisholm? Like,
I'm not necessarily scared of Jazz.
No, I'm not scared of Jazz at all. But I am scared of Will Smith in the fucking 6-hole.
I'm terrified of Will Smith in the 6-hole.
And you're like, oh, cool. And I'm being a little facetious putting him in the 6-hole because realistically, it's probably, let's just say they roll out their fucking 2 days ago's lineup, which was, and that's without Freddie, because that was
without
Freddie.
Freddie was on all types of painkillers in the dugout.
Yes, they were like he was seeing stars at that point. It was Otani, Betts, Kike, Tommy Edman, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Paez, and then Will Smith. They had Will Smith in the fucking 8-hole. And to be fair, he has struggled in the playoffs, but I'm still not, like, I'm not discounting him. Like, if he's your
I wouldn't.
hitter, holy fuck, the guy's got like a career OPS of like 900.
As a catcher.
Yeah. Like,
and he's not even bad defensively. Like they pulled up the stats like of who has the most caught stealings since like 2021. It was like JT was JT was on like cloud 9. He had like 127, and then it had Will Smith in second with 92. So it's like this guy's not a liability behind the plate at all.
No, exactly.
And he calls a good game. Like he does call a very good game.
He does. So I mean, like that's why when I say like offensively, which team? I'm going Dodgers, and it's not even fucking close.
No, like, because it's like, who do you fear in the Yankees lineup? You fear 3 guys.
Yep.
And it's like, who are they putting behind the plate? Like Trevino, Wells, both have been complete liabilities in postseason.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and I'm not saying either of them are inherently bad catchers, but
no, but when you compare them,
to also, if you put Austin Wells behind the plate for Game 1, you're essentially saying, fuck it, we'll see what happens, because Trevino has been Cole's catcher.
Yeah.
And if you put Trevino in the lineup, you're essentially sacrificing a spot in your lineup, because Trevino can't hit for shit.
Yep.
And Wells also hasn't been able to hit for shit, and that's postseason Wells.
Yes.
This current season Wells has been very good, but postseason Wells hasn't been able to hit for shit. And to be fair, no catcher has really hit worth their fucking weight in the postseason.
Pretty much.
Except for Will Smith.
Yeah, and he's having a down postseason for what his regular season was, for
Which is probably why he's hitting in the 8-hole.
Yeah, and that's fine when he's your 8-hole hitter. Because you got 6 other guys above him where you're like, all right, these guys are killing it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that lineup that I just said also did not have Freddie Freeman. So, like, where are you slotting Freddie? So, like, that same lineup, now that if they get Freddie back, I mean, I still know it's a question mark, but I'd be willing to bet it's not.
I'd be willing to bet Freddie starts Game 1.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet as well. it would be Ohtani's always been batting leadoff, Freddie batting second, or Freddie or Betts batting second.
I put Betts second.
Yeah,
I'd put Betts
I
second.
think they've been doing Betts second as well. And then they go Freeman third, and I guess they like Tommy Edman in the 4-hole, so keep his ass there, I guess.
No, 100%. Because, like, all right, realistically, let's just say this goes how it realistically could go. You got Ohtani lead off. Say he draws a walk, maybe singles, could crush a 700-foot home run.
Could.
Any of those things going off. Ohtani, if he gets on first, is stealing second.
Yep.
If Betts gets a single or walks, it's first and third.
Yep.
Like, it's first and third, and then it's Freddie, and Freddie hits a single, and 2 runners are scoring.
Yep.
Like, because Freddie can't walk.
No.
But he could still hit what would normally be a double in the gap for him and get on first base, and you're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. And then you got Tommy Edman after that, who's been fucking mashing with the Dodgers. I mean, I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna do it.
You hurt yourself a lot on this podcast. It's like a recurring theme.
Okay, actually,
if anyone's a regular listener, then they know you're basically a sadist at this point.
Actually, it doesn't hurt me as bad as I thought it would. He actually, before the postseason, had not that great of a year with the Dodgers.
Yeah, he was just okay.
With the postseason, though, he's been mashing pretty much all postseason. 341 with an 810 OPS.
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, his AL or his NLCS was a 1 dot OPS with.
Well, now you're hurting yourself.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. Just saying. Yeah, that's so. And then also defensively between the Dodgers and the Yankees, is it even a question?
No. Yeah. No, it's not even a question.
No, it's not a question. Like,
because it's like, look, I don't give a shit about certain parts of the outfield defense, but Juan Soto can't play defense.
No, he's not. No.
Like, okay, I won't say can't. He is a decent fielder.
He's an average to slightly below average. He's not a liability like Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, he's not like Kyle Schwarber, but he's also only marginally better than Schwarber in the field.
Yes.
The fact that he was nominated for a Gold Glove kind of delegitimizes the award.
Well, I mean, Francisco Lindor didn't even get top 3 in Gold Gloves, and it's like, dude, you as a Mets fan or as a Phillies fan have to admit Francisco Lindor deserves a glove this year. Like, it's not even fucking close.
I will say I am laughing my ass off at the fact that they're talking about what's the next Wash Players edit, and it's just a edit of Lindor, and I'm like, yes, yes.
He just had his best season ever. Wash Player, like.
Well, I mean, okay, and realistically, yeah, the Mets are going to spend $1 billion, but they've never spent it wisely. So I'm gonna knock on wood and keep.
I was gonna say you might want to be cautious of that because Steve Cohen.
Well, they still had the highest payroll in baseball this year, and it was like
a lot of that's coming off the books this year. A shitload of that is.
A shitload is coming off the books. I think they're getting 170 off the books.
Yep.
But I'm going to be honest, if they don't re-sign Pete, I don't know where the pop in that lineup's going to come from. Because what, are you going to stick Vientos at first and pray Beatty sticks at third?
I think what they're going to do is they're going to sign somebody else.
Who, Goldie?
I don't know if they'll do Goldie.
What other first baseman are you going for there?
I don't know who's available right now. I'm not ready for a postseason pod.
Yeah, no, we're not there yet.
I was going to say I'm not ready for the. I haven't done my research on the available free agents at the end of the season. I know Goldie is, I know Pete Alonso is, but those are like 2 obvious ones. Joey Votto. They'll have Joey Votto resurrect his career there.
Joey Votto comes out of retirement again.
If he did that, I still would root for him. I don't care. Like, he could be 75, and I'd be like, I want that guy to make a major league club. Like,
I hope he becomes a manager.
I do too. That would be a great. Could you imagine him getting into it with the umpires?
It would be the best thing ever.
It would be so funny to have him.
I would request the MLB have him mic'd up every game.
Mm-hmm. At all times. At all times.
Fuck it. Just let him be the Reds manager.
Yeah.
David Bell isn't cutting it, brother.
I mean, the Reds actually had some promise this year and fucking sucked. So
let Joey Votto be the Reds manager.
Yep.
If you're hearing us, Cincinnati Reds ownership. Let Joey Votto do it.
Yep. And let him drive. He wants to drive a school bus. Let him drive the school bus to practice.
Replace your
everything.
team bus with the school bus.
Could you fucking imagine they replace it with a school bus and Joey Votto, the manager, is driving the team to the field on a fucking school bus?
It would save them a lot of money.
It would save them a lot of money, and it would be hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my
god! Let Joey Votto do that, please.
And just have him on the PA, just screaming at everybody on the team. He would literally be he'd be the fucking from Billy Madison. He'd be
oh god.
Oh my god, what the hell's his name? Chris Farley and Billy Madison screaming at the kids. That would be him. These goddamn kids. All right. Well, with that we can get into what do we got for predictions for the and also we can say we finally got we were 50% finally on the CS series. Unfortunately. We both picked the Yankees to win, and they did. I believe we both picked the Mets to win, and Brendan did that out of wanting the Dodgers to win, and I did that.
Yeah, I did.
Dodgers to lose, and so we were wrong there. So now
we did get the Yankees right.
We did get the Yankees right. So now we are in my hell, which honestly I'm gonna take a little bit of a nuanced take here because I have to.
Okay.
It's not that I hate the Dodgers or the Yankees. I don't hate either of those teams. In fact, everyone on either of those teams, I actually like a lot of them. Well, not everyone.
You like the players, you don't like the organizations.
No, it's not even that, because I do appreciate the organizations. Because I can't sit here and preach that I want my team to spend money, I want my team to spend money, I want my team to spend money, and then not on the two teams that spend money.
And that's fair. That is all right. I think I see where you're going with this. While objectively most people might not like this World Series because it's Dodgers-Yankees, which is fair, whatever.
Yes.
This is, in fact, good for baseball that it's two number one seeds that also spent a fuck ton of money.
Exactly. And it gets rid of the incentive of, just do good enough to make the playoffs and then just hope you go on some miraculous fucking run.
And that's why I think it's good because, dog, no one wanted to watch Diamondbacks Rangers. No one. It had some of the worst TV viewership of World Series.
That is true.
Ever.
That is true.
Ever. I think it was the worst in the last 10 years.
I mean, I like watching the Rangers.
No one gives a fuck about the Diamondbacks. Respectfully, and disrespectfully because they knocked the Phillies out. But no one gives a fuck about the Diamondbacks. Rangers has a relatively large market. And they have been hungover all season, which fair. All you had was jump rope and pray.
Corey Seager was good, and then he got hurt again.
That's the most likely Corey Seager scenario of all time. Josh Young, also.
Hurt.
Great ball player. Hurt.
Yep.
Both of your rookie outfielders.
Forgot
how to play. And look, I wouldn't be shocked next year if Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford are fantastic.
Bangford's second half of the season was not bad.
No, Bangford's second half of the season was good. Evan Turner, you want him to turn it around because that dude was the pinnacle of this is what hitting in the postseason is supposed to look like.
Yeah, the 2023 postseason was one of the best hitters on planet Earth.
It's if you weren't striking him out because he didn't chase, you were either walking him or you were giving up a double or a home run. It didn't matter.
Yep.
And if he got a single, he's stealing second.
Yep. Basically, the entire Rangers team just forgot how to play baseball this year, which is why they were just bad.
They were still drunk. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But
Adolis Garcia was still drunk, jump roping.
Yes, he's been getting good. He's been getting really good.
That video is never disappearing from my head.
No, never.
It looks way too much like him to not be him.
It will be 30 years from now, and I will have grandkids. Well, no, if I have grandkids in 30 years, well, hang on.
I mean, that's a little bit concerning. Yeah,
I'm
no
concerning.
grandkids in 30 years.
No, in 30 years, if I have grandkids, I'm gonna be like, my son or daughter really screwed up.
Yeah.
Um,
40 years. 40 years is fine.
40 years is a little less concerning, but not still a little concerning. But to be fair, in
Who
40
knows?
years,
Times change. Whatever.
yeah, I'm gonna pull up a video and be like, you remember these new players? They don't have anything on the jump roping skills of Adelise Garcia. I'm just gonna pull up a video, and they're like, Grandpa, what the fuck? And I'm like, it was definitely him. It was 100% him.
He'll never admit it. We should depose him.
Depose under oath. We don't even need
Annalise,
a
can you
deposition.
tell us for sure that this was not you?
And we're gonna send the video. This video is not you. No, and then I'm just gonna lift up a jump rope. Like, sir,
Prove it.
hold this jump rope, and he's just gonna start pouring sweat like the Key and Peele sketch. And I'm like, I'll pass the witness.
His attorney starts jump roping. It's like, that's not you.
He's like,
This question wasn't for you, brother.
Jesus, so stupid.
It's so
Anyways.
good, though.
It is amazing. Anyways, but like I said, I cannot hate that this year has the 2 number 1 seeds, even though I hate both the number 1 seeds.
Yeah,
Like-
and look, I don't have an inherent distaste for either team. Like, look, when I was young, like during the Phillies like run where they should have won like 4 World Series, yeah, I hated the Dodgers because we play them every fucking year. But now it's just kind of like, well, we don't play them enough for me to really hate them.
For me, it's because I grew up in Las Vegas and dealt with Dodgers fans my entire life,
See,
who are
that's
the most
fair.
who are very
For me,
delusional.
I had Nats, Orioles, and that was basically it. And yeah, you get the occasional Yankees fan; they're everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my other issue with the Yankees fans, because they're very delusional as well.
Saying they have it worse than any other franchise, motherfucker, shut up! You have 27 championships.
Yeah, exactly. And
I know you weren't alive to see most of them, but whatever.
and then not only that, but then also being like every single time every year they sign one good player, and they're like 28 this year, and I'm like, dude, no.
That's part of why I want the Dodgers to win it, because I'm just like, don't let it be 28 this year. Let them wait.
Because every year they like right after they signed Garrett Cole, they're like, we're winning 28 this year, and I was like, you got one pitcher.
That's it.
And then they signed Carlos Rodon, and it was like, you have a pitcher and a half.
That Rodon contract looks awful now too.
Yeah, it looks terrible now.
Looks terrible. That guy can't function.
No. Like, that's just what annoyed me. And then they were like, they extended Aaron Judge, and they were like, we're going to win it 28 now. And I was like, you have Aaron Judge and the corpse of Giancarlo Stanton.
Who apparently discovered the Fountain of Youth.
Actually, let's not forget the corpse of DJ LeMahieu, who I don't believe is currently on the roster or is around, or he might be jump roping as well. Like,
that would be more terrifying. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't ever want to see that. DJ LeMahieu, never go near a jump rope. Just let it be at Odolise.
So that's what the annoying part of the Yankees was. It was like, we're gonna get we got one player, 28 this year, and it was like it's kind of like the Cowboys fans, where every single year is their year, and then 3 weeks.
Well, most Cowboys fans are Yankees fans, so
yeah, true. And then the same thing with like the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they annoyed me differently because their fans would always come up and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna sign this player. We're gonna sign this player." It's like, no, you're not. What annoyed me is a lot of times they were fucking right. The Ohtani one was the one that put the icing on the cake for me because I saw it coming.
Could you imagine had he signed with the Blue Jays?
I would have been much happier.
That would have been way funnier.
It would have, especially for Cam,
because it wouldn't have made any sense.
No.
But you're just like, shit, I guess.
Yeah, that. So I mean,
to be fair, that would be a terrifying one too, having
Ohtani
Vlad and Ohtani.
Yeah, but no. Instead, what pissed me off about the Dodgers one is like, or the Ohtani to the Dodgers one is, I saw it coming. I saw in 2023 their payroll dropped like $100 million.
You knew what they were doing.
I knew right away. I knew right away, and I was like, they're gonna do this, aren't they? They're gonna
I
break
think
my
anyone
soul.
with a brain knew that's what they were doing.
And then they broke my soul, and I was like, because I remember like
He was never going to be a Cardinal.
I knew that. I knew that. But like I remember like 5 years ago, my Dodgers fans were like, "We're gonna sign Ohtani." I was like, "No, you're not. He's gonna get a fucking $1 billion. You guys have all this money on the books. There's no way you guys get Ohtani." And then all of a sudden, they just left Trey Turner to be, and they got rid of Max Scherzer, and they got rid of JD Martinez, and I was like, "They're gonna get Ohtani, aren't they?" Ouch. And you know what? There's another one that my friend who's a Dodgers fan is claiming that this is going to happen. And if this one happens, I might no longer be with us.
Oh no.
He's claiming, and I could see it fucking happening. Nolan Arenado to the Dodgers. If that one happens,
that would absolutely break you. However, I also Nolan would have to beat
waive his no trade clause.
He would have to waive his no trade clause. He'd also have to beat the washed allegations.
Yes. But if any team is willing to try and fix a player and eat a bunch of money, the Dodgers are probably willing to do it.
Yeah.
And especially
the only
you're
issue
getting
is
Gold Glove defense.
what do you do with Muncy after that?
DH him.
You can't.
I mean, you can DH him on the days that Ohtani pitches, I guess. But
no, because Ohtani's still going to hit those days.
You still have a DH if you have a pitcher hitting, right?
Well, then I'd have to bail on another
Oh, no,
position.
you're right. No, you're right. I don't know.
You can't stick Muncy anywhere else in that infield.
No, you can't stick him anywhere, period. I mean, honestly, but I could see them.
I mean, I could see it happening. I don't, like, all right, could it happen? Yes. Do I see it happening? No.
I hope not. Because if that one happens, man, that toaster
today,
in the
old friend,
really good.
Yeah, your toaster flirting with right now.
Yep. What the hell?
I accidentally clicked my camera off.
Oh.
Hold on. Hey. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, we have lost Brennan. For now, I will just mark this, and I'm going to have to cut this because I don't want to continue to talk about this.
I have a camera kill switch, so.
Oh.
I accidentally clicked that when I picked up my phone.
Well, never mind. I won't edit that because that was just a few seconds. All right. We're getting long on this one. What do you got for predictions for the World Series?
I'm going to go Dodgers in 6.
Dodgers in 6?
Yeah.
Do you want...
Dude, it's your prediction. I'm going Dodgers in 6. I don't think it goes 7. It could go 7, but I think it goes Dodgers in 6.
All right, I'm going to go with 2 different predictions. MLB scriptwriters have it going Dodgers in 7.
Okay, that's fair.
Realistically, I got Dodgers in 5.
Dodgers in 5, okay. So we got Dodgers in 5, Dodgers in 6, and Dodgers in 7. Okay, so for Yankee fans, that means you're winning the World Series.
Which is... That is true. Our pick not been great.
We have not won right. Well, no. We got last NLC. Should we pick the Yankees?
Yeah, right. Should we just pick the Yankees so they win?
Okay, but we did that last time and it didn't work. So maybe this time it's different.
Well, it was 50-50 on the last one. So
well, yeah, but it was also the Guardians. So was it really 50-50?
Yeah, not really.
So you know what? Let's just stick with this. Maybe it actually works out for us this time.
Maybe we can finally be redeemed. We thought the Tigers redeemed us, and they did. They did, to an extent.
Shout out the Tigers. Spend some money this offseason.
Yeah, spend some money this offseason because you got a good young core.
Hey.
I mean...
Blake Snell is available.
And could you imagine him...
Backing up Skubal?
Backing up Skubal, and then also just having him in the Tigers ballpark where nothing flies? Having a guy with fuck you fastball, another guy with fuck you fastball, who's like,
and also Blake Snell's fuck you curveball.
Yeah. Yep. It's like, go
followed
ahead, hit
by
it. You're gonna hit it
Scooble's
straight up
fuck
into
you
the air.
changeup. Like,
That's a nightmare. And actually, I want to see that now. I really want to see that.
we're gonna be on the phone with the Tigers front office. Like, hey, look, I know neither of us work here. However, Blake Snell's
Could you
available,
imagine?
brother.
Blake Snell, after his horrid start to the season, had a 3.12. I mean, the guy literally has the highest strikeouts per nine of any pitcher qualifying in MLB history.
Look, we're not saying. We're just saying.
I mean, they go get him, and then they go get a little more thump in that lineup.
You've already got Kerry Bonds, so
they already got Kerry Bonds, who, yeah,
he can't hit lefties. But good God, if it's a righty, fuck it.
hey,
that dude is hitting 40 home runs a season if it's only righties pitching.
he got that 3-run bomb off Clase, which Clase had been unhittable forever.
He gave up more He gave up more runs in that at bat than he did the entire season. So,
yep,
singular at bat. Kerry Bonds.
Kerry
Lost
Bonds.
his helmet rounding first base.
Fair.
What a guy. What
All
a
right.
king.
Well, we still got 3 days of waiting, so just be patient. Listen to the episode because you got 3 days.
You got plenty of time.
Plenty of time on your hands. Not so much
Tyler's
on our hands.
probably going to make a stupid-ass TikTok just to get us some more interaction.
Probably. It's been working. It has been working.
Maybe we're getting more listeners. Who fucking knows?
Probably not, but who knows? All right. Later, everybody. You know where to follow us.
Peace.